One person is dead and another remains in critical condition at the hospital following a Wednesday afternoon rollover west of Scottsbluff. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, authorities were called to a one-vehicle rollover accident yesterday afternoon between Scottsbluff and Mitchell that left one person dead and another seriously injured. The accident involved a pickup and was reported driving westbound on Highway 26 just east of Sunflower Oil Road at about 12:15, with Scottsbluff County Sheriff's deputies, Nebraska State Patrol troopers, Mitchell Fire, and Valley Ambulance all responding. Officials with the Sheriff's Office tell KNEB News that preliminary examination of the scene indicated that the pickup was westbound when it went into the median, overcorrected, and then rolled, and neither occupant were restrained. Authorities say 74-year-old Salvador Zambrano of Mitchell was killed at the scene, and 66-year-old Dora Zambrano, also of Mitchell, was taken to Regional West and is in critical condition. Well, KNEB News has learned the identity of the slain suspect from Monday afternoon's standoff on the west side of Scottsbluff. 47-year-old Daniel Ojeda is the man that died after an hours-long standoff with law enforcement officers in the 2300 block of West Overland. Authorities say shortly before 5:30 p.m., officers entered the home, and Ojeda was shot inside and pronounced dead at Regional West a short time later. At the request of the Scottsbluff County Attorney, the Nebraska Attorney General's office has been appointed to conduct the grand jury investigation, which is required by Nebraska law when an officer-involved shooting occurs. Well, coming up after the break, Bill Boyer's in with your Thursday evening forecast. He'll have that right after the break here on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we believe it shouldn't cost you money to access your money. That's why we offer free ATMs anytime, anywhere. Whether you are across town or traveling abroad, there won't be an added expense to access the funds in your Platte Valley Bank account. Free ATMs are just one of the great benefits of banking with us. Stop by to talk to one of our friendly associates to discuss what else Platte Valley Bank has to offer.
A lot of land comes with a lot of work. The affordable new MX series has a lot to offer. The versatility to mow, move hay bales, grade, and clear brush and snow. A spacious cab to keep you comfortable in any conditions. Excellent loader lift capacity, hydrostatic or gear transmission options, and built to get every job done right. Visit your local Kubota dealer today.
Your Kubota dealer is Sandberg Implement in Gearing.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
Well, we've got a complicated and interesting forecast here as we go through the next several hours. We'll start off with this evening. We're going to see hot conditions continue. That cooler air comes in along a cold front overnight. We could be dealing with some thunderstorm activity overnight tonight when the winds get the strongest as well. It's going to be a brief period of thunder activity and maybe just to our northeast, but there could be a couple of severe storms if we get the storms. Again, northeast of us certainly has a much better threat of that. Much cooler conditions come tomorrow, and then we're going to be in the midst of a prolonged heat wave out here. 94 yesterday after a morning low of 57. Nothing in the rain gauge, still nothing for the month, just a trace here locally. Well, look at what we've had going on here. Since really the 1st of June, we were just a couple of degrees below normal, but since the 2nd of June onward, we've been above normal with temperatures. We're above normal today. We're going to be very near normal tomorrow, and then we're going to start this prolonged heat wave that's going to drive temperatures well up into the 90s, maybe even a bit higher out there. Now, we have heat advisories here in the Dakotas and central and eastern portions of Nebraska that will expire this evening. But high wind warnings are up here locally for eastern portions of Wyoming and northern portions of the Nebraska Panhandle. Why? Well, this is what we expect here as we go through the evening hours. Winds here over the next few hours start to increase. Notice what happens by overnight. We're going to see winds 25, 30, 35. We've got some pretty strong gusts in there before they die off as we go into tomorrow morning and through the day tomorrow. But we're going to be dealing with some very strong winds overnight. Could gust 50 to 60 miles an hour or more, especially in those high wind warning areas. Primarily 90s baking us here across the state today. Temperatures mostly in the 90s out here in the area as well, and 89 at Lusk. Any precip going to hold on until later on tonight, it looks like, for the most part. Winds 20, 25 miles an hour at times, gusting over 30. They're only going to get stronger. This red shaded area, this is a moderate risk of severe storms. You can see it through the Dakotas, central portions of South Dakota and central portions of North Dakota in that moderate risk. This is an enhanced risk. It includes a large portion of Nebraska, Norfolk over to Kearney, North Platte up towards Chadron, Rapid City as well, and then a slight risk of severe weather surrounds that. And you'll notice it quickly tapers off by the time we get to eastern Wyoming. So we're right on the western edges of this. Tomorrow that pushes well to the east of us and away from us on into Saturday, as we're going to be dealing with the dry conditions here for the most part. So as we go through the evening hours, can't rule out an isolated thunderstorm late tonight. And as we go later on through the night, we will push everything to the east. Now, some of the models want to start to develop some storms here in our area by 10, 11 o'clock in the overnight hours. That's certainly a possibility along that cold front as well. If that doesn't happen, we're going to stay dry here overnight, it looks like, for the most part. 40s and 50s for lows, so a touch cooler this morning or tomorrow than where we were this morning. And then Futurecast for tomorrow is dry, cooler conditions out there tomorrow. It's going to be a very pleasant day, one very pleasant day coming out of the next 7, and that's tomorrow with temperatures about seasonal for this time of year, right in the upper 70s and low 80s. A very pleasant day tomorrow. Get out and enjoy it, because it comes to a crashing halt as we go on through the rest of the weekend and into early next week. You can see the heaviest precip going to be confined into portions of South Dakota. So an isolated severe storm, mainly north and east of us. That's it. Otherwise windy. Wind gusts 40 plus, maybe 50 to 60 plus in a few areas overnight. Much cooler tomorrow, 82, a very pleasant day. It is beautiful looking weather tomorrow. And like I said, that's one day of that. And then you get into our 7-day forecast. We've got mid 90s by Saturday, upper 90s Sunday and into Monday. And then the heat really cranks up Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. We're looking for high temperatures, possibly in the low 100s out there, as we have very high temperatures coming our way, very hot conditions throughout most of the next 7 days.
High Plains Auto Club presents the Father's Day Rock and Roll Classic Friday, June 18th. Registration begins at 2 p.m. at the Gearing Civic Center with a welcome barbecue, cruise for cash, ice cream social. Saturday, June 19th, a parade, show and shine, and awards banquet. To enter, go to highplainsautoclub.com or call 308-765-2418. This event is sponsored by Holyoke, Snyder, Longoria, Reichert, and Rice, attorneys at law. City of Gearing, Keno Funds.
At 21st Century Equipment, we're proud to introduce the new Build Your Own tool. Build the John Deere you've been wanting and see how affordable it really is. Visit 21stcenturyequipment.net to build your own compact utility tractor, mower, or gator. It's easy to add implements, attachments, and view financing options. Build the exact tractor for your needs at a price you can afford, all from the comfort and safety of home, with a new Build Your Own tool at 21stcenturyequipment.net.
Some people think Allstate only protects your car. Here's the truth. Allstate can also protect your home or apartment, as well as your boat, motorcycle, RV, and snowmobile, and even your retirement and your life. Not many insurance companies can say that, but Allstate can.
Bundle and save with Allstate. In Gearing, call Allstate agent Michael Engelhop for a quote today at 308-436-2123.
Welcome back. A Crawford couple convicted on serious drug charges after Scottsdale police found more than a quarter pound of suspected methamphetamine in their pickup last July are now wanted by authorities after failing to show up to their Wednesday afternoon sentencing. 54-year-old Jeffrey Guest and 36-year-old Shanna Guest were contacted last summer during a distress call, and officers found more than 140 grams of suspected methamphetamine in their pickup. Shanna Guest was convicted of a Class 2 felony charge of distribution of exceptionally hazardous drug, and Jeffrey Guest was convicted of a Class 4 felony of possession of a controlled substance. Both failed to appear for their sentencing yesterday in Scottsdale County District Court, and a bench warrant for their arrests have been issued. Well, the man who admitted to killing and dismembering a Nebraska hardware store clerk in 2017 has been sentenced to death. Aubrey Trail was convicted in 2019 of first-degree murder and criminal conspiracy to commit murder in the killing of Sidney Loof, and a 3-judge panel handed down the sentence yesterday. Prosecutors say Trail and his girlfriend, Bailey Boswell, planned to kill someone before Boswell met the 24-year-old Loof on Tinder and lured her to them. Loof's body's parts were found in garbage bags left in ditches along county roads in Clay County. Loof's family left the Saline County Courthouse in silence after yesterday's sentencing. And the sponsor of the Keystone XL crude oil pipeline says they are pulling the plug on the contentious project after Canadian officials failed to persuade the Biden administration to reverse its cancellation of the company's permit. Calgary-based TC Energy said Wednesday it would work with government agencies to, quote, ensure a safe termination of and exit from the partially built project. The pipeline would have transported crude oil from the oil sand fields of Western Canada to through Steel City, Nebraska. Construction on the 1,200-mile line began last year when former President Trump revived the long-delayed project after it had stalled under the Obama administration. Well, coming up for the break, a busy weekend coming up for the best area football and volleyball players. Chris Control will have more at the sports desk in just 90 seconds.
May is National Electrical Safety Month. Accidents and fires involving electricity result in more than 1,000 deaths and tens of thousands of injuries every year. The majority of those tragedies could be prevented with greater awareness of how to stay safe. Start by involving children by inviting them to visit safeelectricity.org. So let's all do our part to learn more about electrical safety during the month of May. This message is brought to you by Roosevelt Public Power District, your touchstone energy partner, the power of human connections.
Exceptional care, right here at home. That's the mission of Morrill County Community Hospital. Morrill County Community Hospital is a 20-bed critical access hospital that owns and operates clinics throughout Bridgeport, including specialty outreach clinics and Morrill County Home Health Clinic, as well as Chimney Rock Medical Center, located in Bayard. Our dedicated team is committed to you and our community every time at Morrill County Community Hospital, Bridgeport, Nebraska.
In boots, new and old, you've walked the rows of life, a fence length of time. You fought the floods, snow, and sweltering heat, and lifted breathing and settled pain. With a smile and a cry, you've strengthened your community and future generations. Sometimes with nothing to say. Often can't say enough. Like, let me do it again.
Now, sports from the FNBO Sports Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
It's time for the West Nebraska All-Star Preview here today at the TV Sports Desk. We'll start with the volleyball players that arrived on Wednesday with their match coming up on Saturday afternoon. The West with plenty of familiar names for area volleyball fans. Gearing's Kyla Knight set to play in her final competitive match.
I'm so excited. This is such a fun experience, and I can't wait to play just one more time.
That'll not be the case for Scottsbluff's Emma Foote. She's going to go on to play volleyball in college at Hastings College.
Yeah, I'm super excited. There's a couple other girls on the East team that are playing at Hastings with me, so excited to get to know them, and been playing against these girls for years, and now playing with them is different. It's fun, and first practice is super awesome. Excited for the rest of the week. So.
One of the common themes for the ladies yesterday was the difference between now and back in the fall. Let's check in with Sydney standout Carly Sylvester.
It's super fun getting to know all the girls that we used to compete against, and now we all going to become friends and play on the same team.
It'll be Julie Smith of Sydney coaching for the West team, and the East head coach for this week is Broken Bow's Skylar Morris. Ooh, boy, some hot practices for the football All-Stars this week. No doubt about that. Let's start with East head coach Elm Creek's Jace Doolin.
Still breezy, but it'll be it's one of those. That's what's football. You start where it's hot, and you got to play in the cold. So a little mental into the game, and it just makes it fun. Just as a coach, you got to get the kids prepared, hydrated, and make sure they're mentally focused throughout the whole week of practice.
Jumping now to the west sideline to catch up with longtime Shadron head coach Mike Letcher. He was down last year for the game and definitely hoping for a better result come Saturday than what happened last summer.
It means a lot. This is my fourth time being involved here. Third time being last year when we lost that game the morning of due to COVID protocol. So very important for us to get here, finish through the week, and play real well on Saturday.
Look, always a special time for these Scottsbluff kids who get to play one final time on their home field at Bearcat Stadium. 4 of them for Saturday night. Tyler Smith, he's heading up to play at Shadron State. He's been a core guy for the Bearcats for multiple seasons, and one game from his high school career at home stands out the most.
My sophomore year, I didn't really play a lot, but that Ron Colley game was pretty special just to be a part of, be on that team and witness pretty impossible become real, so that was pretty cool to witness.
Yeah, one of the great games statewide over the last handful of seasons, that comeback over Roncalli back in 2018. Another fun part of this game is when it's got family ties, like for Hemingford's Brian Turek. His older brother Brady played in the game, and Brian just proud to be representing the Bobcats this week.
It means a lot just to represent the great community of Hemingford and the school, and just a very, very honored to be able to play in this game, and it means a lot to me just as a player and also just as a person who actually, as a family, who my brother played. It means a lot to me for sure.
And how about pulling triple duty for All-Star games this summer? Mitchell stud running back Rylan Owayo played in Panhandle Prep Hoops a couple of weeks ago. Last week at the Shrine Bowl in Kearney. Now glad to be back in his own backyard for this weekend's game.
It means a lot. I mean, Shrine Bowl's one honor, but, there weren't a ton of home fans there. And then coming back here where pretty much everyone knows everyone, and it'll be really fun for one last high school game.
The big day coming up on Saturday. We'll have both games for you right here on KNEB.TV, plus the radio broadcast on 106.9 The Trail, streaming online, of course, for both. And there are no pre-sale tickets available. You'll need to just buy your tickets at the gym and at the stadium at the gate for both games. That'll do it for today. The latest from the FNBO TV Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell. Ryan's back with more when we come back right after this on KNEB.TV.
New looks and new decor can be found at Compliments for You and Your Home. Check out the newest styles from Tribal, Charlie B, Ethel, and more. Compliments also has the shoes, purses, and jewelry for any occasion. Plus, right now, get 20% off all clearance apparel. While here, take a look at our solar lights and felt birdhouses. Finally, visit our newest addition, Katie Chandler and her salon. All this at Compliments for You and Your Home, 1708 Broadway, downtown Scottsbluff.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a look what's happening on today's community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
We do 2 pictures just like we've done in the past, one straight down and one from the side, but it's better in the fact that they're going to get called back less, there's greater accuracy, and it's a lot easier to find it in dense breasts. A woman should start getting their mammos at age 40 every year, and 1 in 8 people get breast cancer, so it's the best way to find it is early detection.
Why bank at a local community bank? When you choose a local community bank, you keep money in our local economy. That money helps support local jobs, schools, and businesses. Money that helps fund a stronger and prosperous community for us all to enjoy and live in. At Platte Valley Bank, we are here to help build and support the community we love being a part of. We believe that together, we can make great things happen. Platte Valley Bank.
And finally tonight, 3 local professional women, 3 local college students, and 2 local employers were honored on Wednesday by the Panhandle Business and Professional Women Group. Their extraordinary contributions to the community and their role in supporting a strong female workforce were recognized. Committee Chair Bridget Peck thanked all of this year's winners for their important contributions to career and community.
As everyone knows, we have been through not the best year ever, and so to be able to come together, not wearing masks, and realize that despite the times we've been in, there have been wonderful achievements by women and businesses in our community is very rewarding.
This year's recipients included Lorraine Newworth, who was presented with the Shirley Flack Member of the Year Award, Miley Olson, recipient of the Young Careerist Award, Betsy Vidlac was named Woman of the Year, And Flyover Brewery and Scottsbluff Public Schools were named Small and Large Employers of the Year, respectively. This year's BPW scholarship recipients included Alyssa Dishman, Caitlin Pittman, and Jessica Valles. Congratulations to all of this year's winners. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.